Yeah, well, here's the thing though too is I've seen a lot of people say that Putin probably would not have invaded if Trump was president. And that's not necessarily the diss Biden that you think it is. Because
Exactly.
if Trump were president, Putin might not have needed to invade. You know what I mean? Is that there was a strong backing that basically said, "Nah, bro, we ain't playing your game." So yeah, you could potentially say Putin would not have invaded had Trump been president, but I'd go a step further saying he probably would not have invaded because he probably would not have needed to invade. Now, one of the things that we've talked about and we'll hopefully share this week is, we are working on securing a foreign policy expert, and that's one of the questions we probably need to ask, right? Is when we talk about that whole Putin would have invaded if Trump was president, the bigger question was would he have needed to invade? But now that the invasion has happened, let's talk about how Zelensky has led that country. And he's getting a lot of props for being hands on and being out there, but also how the Ukrainians have put up a good fight. You and I both know we don't really know what we can and cannot trust in social media. There's been some great articles about what's going on.
Hmm.
That if a lot of the reporting, a lot of the social media, U.S. social media buzz, and I assume international social media buzz, if it is accurate, the Russians are not having the time that they thought they would have, and I think that's really good for the world at this point. So what's been your reaction to about since how the way that about the way that Ukraine has carried itself since the invasion?
Yeah, so there's a couple things I want to say here, if you allow me. It's interesting. A lot of things I feel here. It's interesting as an American seeing this and being so outraged, knowing that we've done this ourselves. And I don't mean to make it a both sides thing. I won't go that. What I'm saying is, the United States has a history, especially with my people in the Middle East, of going places that they're not welcome. And it's interesting to be on the other end of it and to say, oh, I kind of understand how the global community feels like when we do it. So it's just a little context there. Ukraine is not a small country, right? I think it's the biggest country in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. They have a decent military. They have a lot of people. They have a lot of heart. And I was under the impression that the Russian military was top notch. It could compete with America, and it still might, right? But what we've been seeing is that they're not doing it without a fight, and they're not successful so far, at least, right? We Ukraine had shot down a Russian helicopter, if I'm not mistaken. They've Russian soldiers have been dying, and they haven't been able to make the headway. They haven't been able to take the airports. They haven't been able to do these things. This might still happen, and I'm not predicting one way or the other. It's just nice to see Ukraine fight. I am giving credit to their leadership over there. It takes courage and bravery and almost a little bit of ignorance to say, I'm going to sit here with my people no matter what happens to me. He knows that he's a target, and he knows that Russia is trying to get him specifically. So for him to stand there and hold that is just strong. The other thing I want to say is the global community, right? Even Turkey with the Black Sea stuff, even Germany giving weapons, all the global community shunning Russia, basically saying, okay, no fly zone, Putin is not allowed to come here, all these sanctions. This is what it's going to take. If you could get the narrative to switch for the Russian people, not that Putin cares about the Russian people, from what I understand, but if you could get the narrative, if you could control the narrative the entire time, this is good because there's only one thing there's only two things that could happen. Putin's going to take Ukraine and successfully, or it's over. His reign is over, and hopefully this kind of far right extreme Russia aversion and leadership and government is over, because that's what's coming. Right? We saw it with Iraq, and we saw it with failed wars across the years. Is when you fail this colossally, change happens. Right? That's what happened with the Soviet Union. So I don't know. That was a lot to throw at you, but it's encouraging to see the fight back.